All right, so we're back for show number 2 of 2. As you guys remember, last week's show ran a little long, and so we decided to split it into 2 shows. So we're going to pick up right where we left off. If you're a little confused about where this is starting at, just go back. Yeah, we definitely are. Go back to the previous episode and just watch both of them. So Dave's going crazy. So enjoy the rest of this show. We'll see you later. So
I would like to say this, why I'm a little fired up. For those of you in Tradewinds that are sharing the book around, what the fuck? God damn it, guys.
They're not.
Do you know how fucking hard we had to work on that shit? It's only $2.50. Buy a goddamn book. Stop robbing it from your friends.
Yeah. Okay, so how I replenish trucks in my company, and this is how you should do it in yours. For one, let me hit this first. Do not track your inventory in your CRM. Don't waste the fucking time. You will spend 4 hours trying to track the path of a flapper from the warehouse that you bought it from, to the shop, to your truck, to the customer's house, and it doesn't fucking matter.
And in that amount of time that you paid yourself to do that, you could have bought 75 flappers.
Right. Do not track inventory in your CRM. Here's how you do this. You get a fixed inventory on your truck, and then it's a one in, one out scenario. If you use 590s, you put 590s on your parts list. If you use 4 flappers, you put 4 flappers on your parts list. And then when you have to go by the supply house, you replenish everything that's on your list.
Yeah.
And there are times where you will have to go by the supply house, because there are times where even us with $14,000 in inventory on our trucks, we don't stock toilets on our trucks. We only stock 1 water heater on our trucks and all this stuff, right?
Well, or if you go to someone's house and they're like, you convince them to buy a or a faucet, right? Or it's bad.
Yeah.
And then they've been looking online because they've been thinking about getting a new one, and they're like, hey, I saw this and I really want it. You can't stock 100 faucets on your truck, so you're going to have to go get one.
We have basic chrome faucets on the truck, and we have basic brushed nickel faucets on the truck, but that's it, right? Yeah. But we stock a 50-gallon natural gas heater because that's the most common heater that we replace at this time. Right?
In 10 years, it'll be an electric.
In 10 years, it might be an electric. Who knows?
Yeah.
But at this time, a 50 natural is the one to have on the truck, right? However, if we come to a house with a 50 electric, we have to go to the supply house, right? Well,
yeah, but that's a job.
The guys are instructed at that moment, do not go to the supply house and just get your 50 electric. While you're there, fill your entire list that you've been keeping along the way, right?
Right.
Make the most out of the trip. But ultimately, do not worry about socking away inventory in your CRM. Your CRM does not care about inventory. Even though they say it can do it and everything else, it doesn't matter, right?
No.
When you go buy your inventory, when I bought my $14,000 in inventory for my first truck, that purchase was classified as an asset in my QuickBooks. That purchase is owned, the business owns that inventory 24/7. We always roll around with that much inventory on the truck, except for a little bit of replenishment, right?
Yeah.
So if one of my trucks gets stolen, I've got all the documentation to send to my insurance agent in a matter of minutes to tell them exactly what my truck is valued at. And again, shameless plug, on that Tradewinds price book, there is a truck value sheet in the price book where you can plug in the purchase price of the truck, and you can plug in all the tools, and you can plug in, like, the material automatically flows over to it. So, I can literally email that one sheet to my insurance agent if a truck gets stolen, and I'm good. Yeah, and he's writing me a check for $96,000.
Or every time you're getting a quote for insurance, if you're shopping around every year,
yeah,
all you got to do is send them that and say, this is the truck.
This is the truck.
This is what's on the truck. I need a fucking quote. It's not that hard. You okay?
Yep. I'm just trying to keep the show on track here.
51 minutes.
Yeah. So last thing we want to talk about, a couple of episodes ago, we were talking about Google was screwing with me, and we were getting reviews, but they weren't showing up on our page, or they were showing up on our page and then falling back off, right? And I've got a friend of mine who does my website and my search engine optimization for my website. His name is Louis Vandervalk. and he owns a company called Blue Crocus Solutions. They are out of Canada.
Am I getting paid for this? Am I getting fucking paid for this right now?
Got some special blend Wisers back there for him, for our Canadian friends.
You know what? I had some of that and mail that shit back.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm just waiting for them to start sending like a package, like alcohol for you guys, and it's like an apple juice for the
the only good stuff that anyone's ever sent us. I saved it. Sazerac rye, straight rye whiskey from Mr. Diaz.
There you go.
Of course I saved it.
You know what's funny about that?
What?
Is up until 2 weeks ago, you thought his name was Jorge.
Yeah.
And now you find out his name's George.
So now I call him Mr. Diaz.
Now you call him Mr. Diaz.
His name, okay. Well,
his name is George, but his email says Jorge.
I'm going to talk about Jorge. I don't know why we talk about him so much on the show. I think it's just because our friend. So his name is George. It's Jorge Diaz, right? Well, his email is spelled HORHEY 81.
Yeah.
So I thought his name was Jorge.
Yeah.
So when we met him at the event, so he comes to the event, we're spending time together. He's like, dude, you know my name's George, right? This isn't exactly how it went down, but this is like the gist. And I was like, no. I was like, dude, I've been calling you Jorge. Your email says your name's Jorge. And he's like, well...
Hey, if you like what you're hearing on The Void and you want even more info, we just started a mentorship program specifically for trades professionals to start their business or to get their business to an incredibly healthy position. So if you'd like more info, click on the link in the description of this show.
That was like my nickname, and I used to hate it, but now it's kind of my nickname. And so like he told me it's fine to call him Jorge.
Right.
And sometimes I do, but... I mean, it's Mr. Diaz.
We got to be respectable. Of course, Mr. Diaz, right?
I love Mr. Diaz. He sent us this Sazerac.
He's soon to come out with some shirts. I got to buy one whenever he comes out with them.
I've been telling the guys. They've been saying they're going to send them. I'm like, dude, just post them and people will buy them.
Yeah.
I'll buy one.
Yeah, I'll buy one.
Yeah, I'll buy them.
So, anyway, Louis Vandervalk, he started taking over my search engine optimization and my website stuff. And I posted on Facebook about losing some Google reviews. And he sent me a private message and he says, hey, I got this new process. Try it out. It's worked before, right? And that's all he says. He's a pretty humble guy. And so I got nothing else to do, right? So not nothing else to do, but I got no other option.
The truth finally fucking comes out.
I have no other option but to try his stuff out because Google
texting me at 5:15 in the morning. Hey, buddy.
Google's kicking me back, right? So
cut that into a short.
Yeah, I got nothing else to do on repeat.
Send it to me. Do it.
So I try his process out. He sends me this link. He's got a link to a page. We're actually going to post the link in the description of this show. It is a long 9-step process. However, we alluded to this a couple of weeks ago on the show. Google, whenever you file a complaint with Google about missing Google reviews, they reply to you with ChatGPT responses. They reply to you with AI. And Lewis found the prompts to fight through Google's AI and get your reviews back. And so, much to my surprise, a couple of weeks ago, I woke up with 126 new Google reviews overnight. It's all the Google reviews for the last year and a half that they've been taken away from us and skimming from us. And it's a combination of reviews they've given us and then taken away, or reviews that they never even allowed us to have.
Never posted.
And let's be honest, if they were willing to hold 126, they might be willing to hold more, right? This may have been a tip of the iceberg, I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah.
But 126 Google reviews overnight. And so now we're at like over 735 Google reviews and we have a 5.0 rating still. It's fucking awesome. It is cool.
Should I stand up and applaud? There was a pause there. Should I have?
No, that's the Rudy slow clap. You should have done the slow clap. There it is.
Okay.
So, we'll have a link in the description of this show. Click on that link and you have to follow it to a T. I posted about this on Facebook. I had a couple of people reach out saying they tried following it, but they didn't follow it exactly. And you're literally combating ChatGPT. So you literally have to copy and paste the words that are in his file and paste them back in the emails and you're in exchange back with Google. Because when you're emailing Google, you're not emailing a person. You're emailing artificial intelligence. And so you have to give it certain prompts in order to get through to an actual person. And so he knows all those prompts. He put them in this document, and we're going to have them as a link on this website. So
nice.
Nice. Here's the cool part about it, and this is what I absolutely love. So I love a value exchange. I love giving away tremendous value in exchange for either tremendous value or money. Right?
Money.
That's what makes the world go round.
I want fucking money.
That's what the kids call it these days, exchanging value.
Yeah. I mean,
used to be herpes.
The world lives on a value exchange, right?
Of course.
It's
supposed to.
If you've busted your ass for years and you want to go buy, and you've given value to people in exchange, you've gotten money, and you want to go buy a Ferrari, you're going to exchange that money for the value of a Ferrari.
Don't fire me up, man.
Right?
Unless you're a quitter.
Oh.
And yeah, unless you quit.
We're staring at Dave.
You know what? Fuck both y'all.
Yeah. I just can't wait till Dave gets a Ferrari.
Damn right. I'll be driving that bitch over here first fucking thing.
So, and you know what's funny is they're going to all look at you and tell you you're an overnight success.
Yeah.
That shit, you know, we've talked about this before. And actually, I think we talked about it on the phone the other day. Like, people don't realize, it was when you were texting me about the haters for the trade win stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, people don't understand the work.
No.
People don't understand that it's been almost 2 years of podcasting. People don't understand that it was 6 months of planning to start Trade Winds.
Yeah.
And then it's only been up for 6 months. But those 6, actually it's been longer than that, 7 now, that me and Mitch neither have got any money from it.
Right.
Like, we're just keep like, people don't understand that we're basically have worked a second job for free for 2 fucking years to get to where we're at. And then they think, oh, well, these guys are just rich and they're ripping people. Dude, we're making no money.
Yeah.
We're still literally just reinvesting to the guys that have trusted us.
You know
That's
what?
All this fucking happening. It makes me want to stab people in the fucking neck is what it makes me want to do.
Well, you know what the key to an overnight success is, right?
Is keep your head down until you're successful.
25 years of hard fucking work.
That's right.
That's exactly what it is.
That's right. I think
they don't see the work; they see the success.
Yeah, they don't understand that you had to put in 20 years in a trade, like wearing a tool belt and digging ditches to gain the experience that allowed you to have the knowledge, to have the podcast, and then have the consulting firm on top of that.
Right.
So for all of the haters out there, if you are listening, keep listening, but fuck off.
Yeah.
How about that?
Nobody wants to listen harder than a hater, right? So.
That's 100% correct, my friend.
Here's the cool part with this whole thing is I shared this on Facebook, and I've got a decent Facebook following. You know, a lot of people brag about their number of followers. I have really, really engaged followers. I don't have a crazy high number. I don't have 5,000 friends on Facebook because I don't accept every friend request that comes my way, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Like, I was just literally the other night, I was showing Danielle.
I don't think people like me. I don't get a lot of friend requests.
I get 3 or 4 friend requests a day.
Do you really?
No. Oh, no. I get 10 or 12 a day.
But I get like 1 every 3 weeks.
I get 3 or 4 a day that are foreign women who have these luxurious jobs, and they post like Instagram style photos, and all their photos are the same. It's of them in their badass apartment. It's of them on a badass vacation, or them with their high-end dog. And it's total, like, I can't figure out what it is. I don't know if it's a bot.
It's scammers.
Or what it, yeah, it's a scammer.
It's a scammer bot.
I'm not sure, right?
Because none of them girls want to bang you.
Oh, God, no. God, no.
I mean, if they're that rich and that hot and got the, I mean, what do they need some dude in his 40s from fucking Missouri for?
The profile picture is of a woman that's foreign, right? Who knows who's actually running the thing?
First off, fucking hot Russian bitches are...
Right.
Damn.
So, but then you get friend requests all the time. Like, God, the worst friend request ever to get. Like, you click on their instead of just accepting it, you click, like, a lot of people.
I always go to their profile to see, like, are they a real person?
Well,
Do
lot of
I
people
know this person.
A lot of people want 5,000 friends on Facebook because they want to be able to make that status of, like, friend request is full, let me clear some room, right?
Oh. It's because people don't have enough fucking shit to do.
Meanwhile, 4,000 of them are fake accounts and bots, right?
Yeah.
So the worst ones to get, and I don't ever accept these people, if your profile like description says like Forex and crypto and independently wealthy and wealth advisor, and
I'm out. Yeah.
No, not happening. Get the fuck out of here,
if
right?
You're not a real person, and by real person I mean a person in the middle class.
Right.
Fuck off.
And
I don't even like, so the people that I know that are like extremely wealthy, that I know very well and we're friends, I'm not friends with them on Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to deal with the people that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
I don't want them invading my circle.
Right.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, I want to get there, obviously, but I want to take my circle there.
Yeah.
I don't want to join your circle.
Here's my rule for accepting friend requests on Facebook. I only accept a friend request if I feel like I can have an impact on them or they feel like they can have an impact on me. Those are the only two people I request or I accept the request on Facebook.
Yeah.
That is it.
Exactly.
Right? So we'll have like plumbers that listen to this show that'll send me a friend request. I accept every single one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, all the TradeWinds guys, all the people that bought the price book. Yeah, I'm all about
I love supporting that, right?
Yeah.
And when they post anything, I cheer the fuck out of it. It's just awesome, right?
Yeah.
If there's people that I look up to, I'll accept their request or I'll send them a request, right? But if you're some guy that we like, you know, again, I'm not trying to brag, but like at my level, if we only have 2 friends in common, there's a good chance I ain't accepting your friend request unless I feel like I can add value to you or you can add value to me.
What if you have 2 friends connected with them and one of them's me?
Well, then maybe I can add value to them. Or maybe they can add value to me.
He's like, oh, Dave friends, I can add value.
Yeah. Shit, I can add that.
But
I don't add value on Facebook.
If her name's like Ivanka from Russia, then I'm probably not accepting that friend request.
What's wrong with Ivanka?
It's probably a bot.
She's really sweet.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Oh my God, Mitch.
Do we need to be wrapping things up? I don't know where we're at on time.
Plus 17.
Yeah. So an hour and 4 minutes.
Yeah, probably.
Do you said you had a story from the field?
I have a story from the field. Do you want me to do
well, let's end it on a story from the field. How about it? Story from the field brought to you by Field Pulse. That was not rehearsed.
No, jinx.
God.
Yesterday.
Pinch poke, you owe me a Coke. Yesterday. Fresh story from the field.
This was fucking from yesterday. Okay.
The discharge is still on your pants.
So...
I don't know why I made that noise.
I don't know how much alcohol Mitch had before the show, but it shows.
I feel like I'm the mom and you guys are 2 kids, and like I send you guys into the play area at McDonald's and you guys are just tearing the crap out of each other.
Yeah,
but I'm just sitting there
exactly
eating like my Big Mac.
Yeah, you don't care. You're just a fat mom eating a Big Mac.
Dave is pulling Mitch on the slide. Mitch is putting the play balls inside of Dave's mouth.
It's gonna be fine. So yesterday. Okay, I get a call from a buddy of mine. Okay, I've replaced this guy's compressor. I've replaced his capacitor 3 times. I've replaced his fan motor. Okay. This unit is like 25 years old. I've been trying to get him to replace it for 10 years.
Okay.
It's junk. Okay. Junk. He calls me. I think it was Sunday. It was Sunday or Saturday. He calls me and, dude, you know I'm not doing that stuff anymore.
Yep.
Well, he says, who do I call? I said, dude, just pick somebody. It doesn't fucking matter. Pick somebody. So they go out. I get a call from him Monday.
They told me I need a new unit.
Hey, dude. Like he's calm, right? Hey, man. My wife was at home, and now let me say this: the last time I replaced his capacitor was last spring, not 6 months ago.
Right.
The spring before. This has been a year and a half. Hey, dude. My wife is pissed. What do you mean, dude? This guy's over here. He's saying that you miswired the unit and that it shouldn't have been wired up like that, and it's fucked up and it's not running. Like, dude.
It ran for a year and a half.
It's been a year and a half, dude. Like what do you want me to say? Like, that's obviously bullshit.
Right.
Like, it's obviously, I said, how old's the guy? Oh, he's pretty young. I said, so obviously he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. It's hot out. Like, they just sent whoever the fuck over there.
He's just trying to sell you a new unit.
Yeah, right, yeah. Okay. I can hear her in the background fucking screaming and yelling, cussing, carrying on. She's obviously nuts. I've only met her one time. He's really cool. She's obviously fucking completely insane.
Yep.
I have some time. I said, dude, is that guy still there? Yeah, he's here. I'll be there in 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
He lives in Blue Springs.
Yeah.
I'll be there in 5 fucking minutes. I was at home. I show up. I walk around the side. I'm not wearing, like, I don't wear my advanced HVAC stuff anymore. Nothing. Yeah. I'm wearing basically what I got on now.
Right.
I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? Oh, nothing. Just working on this unit. I said, I live down the street. I said, what's going on? Well, whoever was in here that wired this all up and it's fucked up and this and that, blah, blah. And I kind of look in there. The common wire from the capacitor on the common side to the contactor has completely melted.
Right.
Like, it's gone. Like, there's no wire there. I can see it laying on the ground. It's burnt to fucking a crisp.
Right.
The capacitor looks like a swollen fat lady that just ate a fucking Big Mac watching her 2 fucking kids at McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm not shitting. I mean, it's fried.
Right.
Obviously, it's overheated and smoked, right? The unit looks like it's wearing a blanket. Like, my buddy hasn't washed this thing out in like 2 fucking years, okay?
Yeah.
So, the guy goes to his truck. My buddy comes out. It's really hard not to say his name. He comes out. His wife comes out. She's yelling, carrying on. I said, look at this. I said, look at this fucking thing right here. I said, do you fucking see this? I said, this capacitor's smoked. The compressor might be smoked. I said, it's burnt this fucking wire to crisp. It's right here. It was a year and a half. I'm telling her this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. I did not rip you off. Like, she's yelling, oh you ripped me off, this and that, fucking blah, blah, blah. You just, I'm like, a year and a half. Yeah. It's fucking, stop.
You're right.
Right? Okay, like, at this point, I'm getting pretty pissed, right? So we walk around to the front of the house. This kid's in his truck. He goes, dude, will you call this company? Yeah, sure. By the way, I had a couple beers. So, yeah, sure. So I call the company, and I said, I need to talk to the service manager. Okay. They super nice. Transfer me right to the service manager, right? Oh, this is blah, 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 blah. I said, hey, I'm over at this house. Your guy's here. I used to service these people. I tell them the 100% truth.
Yeah.
I've quit doing heating and cooling. I told them to call somebody. I tell him. I said, dude, the capacitor's smoked. Wire's burnt. It's fucked. This guy is telling these people that they have no choice, and it was my fault a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And, like, the guy's tone completely changes.
Yeah.
He says, I am actually down the road. I'm going to come by there. I said, okay. I hang up the phone, right? This guy shows up, right? He pulls out in the street. He doesn't come to the house. He doesn't do anything. He talks to the guy. I'm standing on the front porch. Him and this guy go over, look at the unit. Like, we can't see them. They're just over there. I hear some yelling. Like, not yelling, like some arguing.
Right.
Some stuff that's going on. A little bit of arguing. A little bit of carrying on. They go back out to the street. I'm on my porch, on their porch with my back to them. And my friend is like, oh shit. Dude, I turn around. These guys are fucking fighting in the street. Like, fight.
Oh,
dude,
God.
I don't mean fighting. I mean fucking each other up. Like, dude, this young kid is working this dude. And this old dude, I mean, like, he's throwing him against the van. They're on the fucking ground. I mean, dude, they're going at it.
Oh, my God.
Dude, I mean, fist. Dude, you know how hot it was yesterday?
Yeah.
Dude, this is like 3:30 in the after. Dude, on the just beating the shit out of each other.
Oh, my God.
So they're fucking screaming, yelling.
Please tell me the customer saw this.
Oh, yeah. So the customer can see over my shoulder. He says, oh, fucking goes out there. Well, I don't. So I turn around and I see what's going on, right? The wife's standing there too, right? And I've obviously had a few beers. He goes out there. He's trying to break it up. I look her right in the eye and says, see what you fucking did?
Yeah.
This is your fault.
Yeah.
Like, and so they're fighting. She's calling the cops. He's trying to break them up. Dude, I just got in the truck and fucking left. I was like, I was not fucking here.
Oh, my God.
And I never heard another fucking... He texts me later. He's like, hey, dude, I just want to know, I'm really sorry. Like, that I even called you. You've always been honest. You've always been a stand-up guy. And I don't even know, she was upset and this and that and blah, blah. Dude, these guys... Dude, there were at least 2 teeth in that street.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, they were fucking beating the shit out of each other. Like, when it's 102 and you're in the HVAC industry, you're mad as fuck, right?
Yeah.
You're mad. Dude, this guy apparently, like, I couldn't hear a lot, but it was like, I've been telling you this shit and blah, blah, blah. So they've obviously, like, kind of probably been at each other's throats for a while.
Yeah.
Dude, I've never in my life seen two dudes beat the shit out of each other other than at a bar like that.
Wow.
Dude, it was insane. I'm leaving. I wasn't here. Don't fucking call me. I got in the truck and got the fuck out of there, dude.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they still don't have AC.
Yeah. Actual problem being solved.
Yeah.
So actually, that's not true because they sent someone else out there and they replaced that cap and that wire took them 5 minutes. Fired right.
Oh, look
up.
at there.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you know?
I know.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
I was like, dude, what? Obviously don't call them anymore. He's like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
He's like, this is why it's hard to fucking know who to call.
Dude.
That's why I still fucking call you and say, who do you recommend? That's also why I don't recommend anyone.
Yeah,
Ever.
it can be
Because-
really tough.
Yeah.
So-
So shit gets fucked up and you're like, what? Then they blame you and it's like, what the fuck do you want me to do about it? So I recommend no one. I say pick somebody and good luck.
So I was in a BNI group for 6 months.
What's a BNI group?
Business Networking International. It's basically a whole bunch of people that pay to be a part of an organization, so they'll all refer each other business. And the idea is that you'll get enough
sketchy,
business to pay for your membership, right? But here's the bullshit part about it. We've talked about it before on the show.
It's because hacks get in there.
Well, no, here's the bullshit part about it is
It's hot in here.
nobody wants leads from a BNI group. You get a whole, like, BNI groups are built to support the sale of a home, and that is it.
Yeah.
Right? So your real estate agent does well in a BNI group, your mortgage guy does well in a BNI group, and your home inspector does well, and your roofer does well. That's it.
Yeah. Everyone
Right.
else is fucked.
Everyone else gets fucked in a BNI group, right?
You're like Division II baseball or AA baseball. You're just there to like get the rest of the guys to the majors.
Well, so you're required
exactly
to attend
what it
a
is.
1 hour per week meeting, right?
Fuck off.
So what's your time worth? And then you're required to have a 1 hour lunch with one member of the BNI group every week. So now there's 2 hours a week where you are spent on downtime, not making sales
yeah.
in a BNI group,
I'd
right?
rather hear my thumb with a hammer.
Right. So, I got like 5 leads total out of 6 months in this BNI group.
Ugh.
And like
How
three
many
of
did you cash in on though?
Well, 3 of the 5 leads were like members of the group.
Oh.
And so 6 months.
Yeah, that's
How many
garbage.
weeks are in 6 months?
A shitload.
26.
Yes.
2 hours a week, 26 weeks.
Garbage.
That's over 50 hours of my time to get like 6 leads. Okay?
You know what's... I don't want to get off topic, but like the amount of money and time you spend on marketing and not getting leads is starting to worry me in the trade wins.
No, I try shit out and I prove that it doesn't work, right? So here's the thing.
I prove that shit doesn't work.
Yeah.
We should get a t-shirt made. I prove shit doesn't
I
work.
prove this doesn't work.
It only cost me $30K, but it doesn't work.
No, the BNI membership was only $600 a year. So
You know what I'm talking about.
right. But when you're brand new in business, you're trying everything to get leads, and that was one of the things I tried.
That's
right?
why people got to be members of trade
And
wins.
I didn't even stay for the full year. I gave it 6 months, and at 6 months, I ran the numbers, and I'm like, this is absolute bullshit.
Did you go into the next meeting and be like, hey, if you're not one of these 4 groups, get out because they're fucking your eyeballs out.
I just sent him an email and said, I'm out. It's just not worth my time, right?
Yeah.
But one of the guys in the group had me out to his house. It was up in Liberty, and they have 150 pounds of pressure coming into their home.
Damn.
Like insane pressure.
Never
okay?
seen one that high.
Yeah, wild. Okay.
I wonder why. They got a really small main. They're trying to feed a lot of houses or what?
Liberty actually has a lot of elevation to it, and he lives
Yeah,
at the
he
bottom
does.
of the hill.
Oh.
And so
that makes sense. So
he's-
it's just natural.
He's got a lot of pressure, right? And so
No PRV probably.
he calls me. No, he calls me up, and he has no water flow in the house anywhere. So his PRV failed, but when PRVs fail, they fail in 3 ways.
Yeah.
They either let all the pressure through,
Yeah.
they let no pressure through,
Yeah.
or they start screaming like Chewbacca from Star Wars. Right.
Yeah.
So,
I've changed a few of them.
yeah. So I show up, he's got no flow in the house anywhere. I'm like, your PRV shot the crap, right? Thankfully he had a boiler drain before the PRV, so I was able to check the incoming pressure, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, no wonder your PRV broke, right?
I got to get you a Zern. I can't get you a piece of shit one.
So
you got to
I-
have something nice, bro.
I put in a Watts 25 AUB. It's the
That's
best
good
one out
too.
there, right?
Yep, that's good too.
This was 2.5 years ago. Okay. I was in BNI for my first 6 months in business. We've been in business 3 years. This was over 2.5 years ago, 2 years and 9 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Calls me up a couple of weeks ago. Hey, I got a company out here. They service my HVAC and they offered this free water heater flush. So they're out here flushing my water heater and they say that pressure reducing valve that you put in, they say it's failed. So I'm like, Well, for one, it's 1.5 years out of warranty.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's 1 year.
But for two, like, I tell the guy, I'm like, you're in sales. You're not dumb. If anybody offers you something for free,
yeah,
what's the upside to that, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's an opportunity to sell you something.
Yeah.
So I go back and I look through the notes just to refresh my memory. Incoming pressure, 150 pounds of pressure. He refused to buy a thermal expansion tank. And so he only bought the pressure reducing valve. And so it got its pressure down to 70, but thermal expansion can still occur.
Yeah.
So I tell him flat out, I'm like, hey, I'm getting a phone call there.
His boyfriend calling.
Yep. I said, hey, I don't know what company you have out there, but they are probably not checking the pressure properly. In order to check the pressure properly, what they need to do is they need to run faucets because you don't have a pressure or a thermal expansion tank.
You got to run that hot water heater almost down.
They need to run faucets for a few minutes before they check the pressure, because if they just hook the gauge up to the hydrant and check the pressure without bleeding off thermal expansion, they could be reading a falsely high number. Right?
Well, not falsely high. That's the number,
it's
but
the
you don't
number,
have an expansion tank.
But you don't have an expansion tank, right? So most likely...
Have them check it before the PRV, run hot water, and then have them check it at the bottom of the tank.
I said most likely they either need to...
good plumber.
They either need to add a thermal expansion. Like, I really doubt the PRV has failed.
Yeah.
So they either need to add add an expansion tank, or they just need to test it better, right? And so then he schedules a visit for me to go out there. And so I go out there.
And you're not going for free.
Well... This was like technically kind of warranty or whatever, but I scheduled it way out. Like, I'm not going to drop what I'm doing to come handle this bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So then he ends up canceling the call. And so I'm like, that's kind of odd.
Yeah.
So I call him back and I'm like, hey, I saw you cancel the call. What's happening? Oh, yeah, I told them what you said. And they said, yeah, it was just thermal expansion. So I either need to add a thermal expansion. Like, everything you put in is fine. I either need to add a thermal expansion tank, or... they just, like, everything's fine. And I just have periods where I have higher water pressure. But here's the bullshit part about it. He called, just like that lady called you, he calls me up and he says, hey, this company out here is saying that the valve you put in is bad, and I want to know what you're going to do about it.
Yeah. Oh,
and
dude,
it's
she
like,
was pissed.
Yeah.
I could hear her fucking yelling in the back, and I'm like, dude, you better tell that bitch to shut the fuck up.
Right. There are people out there that just buy from people assuming, like, they're just waiting for the opportunity to, like, hang that purchase over your head.
Yeah.
Right. And because, like, literally all it took, and here's a big takeaway from this, all it took was not giving that guy my most immediate attention. Right.
Yeah.
I told him I can get out there, but it's going to be 3 or 4 days. Now, granted, I didn't have anything to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? Like I could have gotten out there tomorrow. However, under the pretense of this situation, I'm not dropping what I'm doing and driving all the way up there because some other company is taking the opportunity to say I did shitty work.
You're a better person than me. Like, so at the time, he was still there. And I was like, this is my opportunity to go out there and show this kid he's a fucking retard.
Makes you guys fight in the street.
Like it's a bad character flaw for me. Like, I know it. But sometimes, like, I want to go out there and just be like, look, you're a fucking retard.
Right.
And screw you for trying to put that shit on me.
Right.
Like, you know, we've talked about this on the podcast, and there was a short, I know it's been out there, and I almost posted it again today, that's like, I'm in here babbling on about, like, you wouldn't talk shit if the person was there because they could punch you in the mouth. It's the same thing.
It's the exact same thing.
So what I like to do is, if I can get out there and so we are face to face, I'll do it. Yeah. Like, look, I'm not a big guy. Say it now. And I've been punched in the mouth. I'm still not scared. Right. Like, I will go out there and start shit and be like, look, you got something to fucking say? Like, let's fucking talk about it. Because in this day and age, people have just got to the point where they feel like there are no consequences for anything. Yeah. Like, and if you don't, like people, this is going to be weird. People feel like they have to do the quote unquote Christian thing and turn the other cheek. No. That's where they
know exactly what they're doing.
That's how we have gotten to the place we are now.
All right, so you've newly started your company and you're trying to pinch pennies. However, you don't realize the biggest thing that's hurting you right now is not gathering all of your information into one spot and making it super efficient for you to use. So the answer is Field Pulse. It gets you off of paper tickets. It gets you off of all of that crazy office work at the end of the day and reconciling all that stuff. And it lets you organize everything with ease. It puts it all into the computer. It actually puts it all into the cloud. So it's not even putting it on your computer. And it lets you organize your customers. It lets you organize all of your service calls. Heck, it'll even route you to your service call. And the best part is, even after all of that, you'll probably realize about a 100% growth in your business just in the first year of using Field Pulse. So if you'd like to check out Field Pulse and see what great looks like, click on the link in the description of this show.
Because people don't stand up for themselves and they don't look someone in the eye and go, you're a liar.
Right.
You're a fucking liar and you're trying to rip these people off just so that you can make a few more bucks.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Right. That's the shittiest move you can ever make as a service technician of any trade, is to walk, like, and all of them do it. I don't know who was in here before, but they royally screwed this up. Right?
Yeah. It's
like
bullshit.
In most of the time they didn't. Half the time it's the homeowner that was in there before. Right?
Oh yeah.
It's not even a trained professional that was in there before.
Those homeowner sticky fingers are bad.
I know. But like if you
it's
ever
worse than plumbing.
If you ever catch yourself saying, I don't know who was in here before, but they screwed it up, stop. Stop right there. Because for one, you might be pissing off your homeowner because they might have done that. Right? Yeah. All you have to say is, look, this isn't done correctly. And it to be done to code, it needs to be done this way. You don't have to, the customer is going to infer that it's screwed up. You don't have to tell the customer it's screwed up. But the moment you tell the customer, whoever you had before in here doing this screwed it all up, now they lower their trust in you, because that may have been them that did it. Or it may have been their brother. Or it may have been their family friend.
Or it could have been their really close friend who owns a plumbing company, but they called you because they realized something's messed up, but they still are mad that you fucking berated their friend.
Nobody wants to be thrown under the bus. Nobody wants to watch anybody be thrown under the bus, right?
And it's hard. Like, I will do it to someone's face.
Yep.
But like, if they're not there or I can't get there, I just say, hey, look, this isn't quite right. Yeah. I can fix it. It's going to be this to fix it. Like, that's... that's like the not nicest but nicest way you can do it.
Right.
It just is what it is.
I got one more story for you before we wrap it up. I'm
out of drink over here.
This happened over the weekend. Uh-oh. So we've got K1 Speed.
Oh God, I thought you were going to say KY.
No. Get your mind out of the gutter.
I know your wife, dude. I'm just saying, you two are freaks.
We got K1 Speed that opened up about a month ago here in Lee Summit. They're indoor electric go-karts. They're fast.
They're electric?
Yeah. They're fast.
So Layla wanted to go Saturday. She's like this short.
Yeah.
So we went to the arcade instead.
Yeah, she needs to go on the fast ones, so let her get tall enough.
She needs to.
She'll get pissed on the slow ones.
Well, we've been on the slow ones.
Yeah.
That's why she wants to go on the fast ones. I let her drive the mule down the road, dude.
Oh yeah.
She's fucking scared.
Yeah. So I've taken my oldest son a couple of times. He's actually faster than me. Like, we have the exact same skill level, but because he weighs 50 pounds less than I do, he can just leave the corner faster than I do.
Cardio.
No.
Sounds like an excuse.
Yeah.
Excuse.
The kid's scrawny. So
he is skinny.
But we're hitting the same breaking points and everything else. It's just a weight difference, right? 50 pounds of weight makes all the difference in those little carts. And so then I took my younger son, and he had fun. He had fun his second time. His first time, he didn't really have fun because he did pretty poor. And then
there's a learning curve.
There's a learning curve and everything else. Well, his second time, he figured it out and had a whole lot of fun. Well, we all all three of us go together this last weekend. And we usually just get 2 races. This time we got 3. So our first race, we were out there and the carts were turned up to full speed And my son actually set the 20th fastest lap time for the month.
Grant or Mason?
Mason. He actually set the 20th fastest. Like, he just got an email from K1 that he was the 20th fastest lap of the month. And realistically, he's the 19th, because the fastest lap of the month, there's some glitch. It's like half the time of everybody else. Like, a fast lap time on that course is like 22 seconds.
It's like 10.
And number one is like 16 seconds. Like, there's no fucking way. You know?
Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
Nope.
You don't know. You don't know.
Not happening.
Kid.
Yeah. He's just in there fucking just running laps by himself.
Yeah, nope. There's just no way you can do it in 16. So anyway, first race, we all three go out and we all have fun. There were some slower riders on the track, but they were way, way slow, so they were really easy to pass.
Yeah.
And we had fun. Second lap out. I guess it was the second race out where my son set the record. Not the record, but got his fastest lap and got into the top 20. When they're ranking the cars, they know your history. They keep data of all of your history on the track. And if it's your first time, they put you at the back. If they have any history on you at all, they rank you based off of your lap times, and they put the fastest guys out front.
Yeah.
So, and if you're fairly close on your lap times, then they go by experience, how many times you've been there, and they put that guy in front, right? And so, our second race, they put this other guy in front, and then they put Mason, and then they put me. Okay. And the reason they put Mason in front of me is because
his times are better.
His times are mildly better.
You
right?
suck. We got it.
We're talking like 100th of a second faster around the track.
Okay, better than you. Got it.
Got it.
God, man, the pride. Set the pride down, dude. Set the pride down.
I love it. I love watching him do well at this. He kicks ass at it. So anyway, we go out on the track, and this kid, he's probably 12 to 14 years old. And Mason ends up getting around him, come up on a lap rider or something, and Mason ends up getting around him and getting free track. Well, I'm like stuck behind this guy, right? And so we go into a corner, he goes wide, I take the inside, pass the kid. Very next corner out there, he hits me full speed, Gran Turismo style, puts me into the wall. Like, that was his method of passing people, is not actually doing it like tactfully. It's just, I'm just going to slam you into the wall, right?
That'd be my tactic.
Yeah. And
I go inside and just cruise you out to the wall.
You just remember, we're going to be done with these go-karts in about a few minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see you and you're going to be on your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind.
And so
catch me outside.
Catch me outside, bro.
This guy puts me hardcore into the wall, right? Well, and a lap or two later, I catch back up to him, and here's another opportunity for me to pass. We're coming up on a lap rider. He chose the wrong direction and tries to go outside the lap rider.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Well, the lap rider veers outside and slows him down, and so I take the inside line and I pass him, and he gets hung behind the lap rider, right? Well, a couple of corners later, the race is over. When I passed him on that inside, we did make a little contact because he tried to go outside. The lap rider went outside. I was already on his inside. So when he tried to come inside, I was taking up the spot where he wanted to be, right?
Yeah.
So the race gets over, and the moment you cross the finish line, the facility throttles your cars down to a crawling speed. We're talking like 5 miles an hour. And so I cross the finish line, and I just go ahead and let off the gas and get on the brakes because they're going to put you down to 5 miles an hour anyway. He crosses the finish line a couple of feet behind me, never lets off the gas, and piles into me in turn one at full speed.
Nice.
Okay? And so I'm like, all right, dickhead, it is what it is. At this point, I'm still giving you the benefit of the doubt that it's, accidental.
Yeah.
Right? So then you have to go around the whole rest of the track at 5 miles an hour. So we're going around the track at 5 miles an hour, and this kid's up next to me, and he's literally repeatedly slamming into the side.
How old is this kid?
12 to 14.
Oh my God.
And he's just he's just taking the wheel, full right, full left, full right, full left, just slamming into me, right? And so now it's like, all right, fucker, this is not unintentional.
I mean, I've never struck a kid, but I can see myself doing it.
So I turn my car sideways in front of him and stop him. I reach over and I grab his brake lever and I squeeze between his brake lever and the frame and squeeze his brake lever down. If the brake lever's down, it won't let you hit the gas because they're electric. And so then I just sternly point in his face And again, we're both sitting in go-karts and wearing helmets. I point in his face and I say, we're not doing this shit. Knock it off. Right?
Yeah.
And then I put my car in reverse and I drive on. This kid had a full fucking meltdown. He started sobbing on the track. Didn't even take his car back to pit lane.
Good.
Got out of his car in the middle of the track and started sobbing, crying uncontrollably. So now the track officials come over and they're like, what's going on, right? And so I don't know what version of a story he told them. But then, of course, he's pointing at me and everything else. So they come out and talk to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you guys aren't doing a very good job of watching this, watching the track. And, this guy's
you told him what happened.
I told him exactly what happened. I said his method of passing was just putting you into the corner, and it is what it is. Like, we're all out here at different skill levels. Like, I'm not mad about him putting me in the corner. What I'm mad about is none of you guys ever stopped that. And then on the return lap, he was repeatedly slamming into me back and forth.
Yeah.
So, and they were like, well, you can't be yelling at people. And I'm like, I totally get it. However, I'm a grown adult. You're a grown adult. We all want safety. And if you guys aren't going to step in and make the track safe,
yeah,
I have an obligation to do that, right? As a mature, responsible adult, somebody has to step in and make this place safe.
Yeah. And not to mention, they're damaging the cars.
Right.
Hello.
Right. And
like,
so
they're expensive.
So the GM and all the track officials go back out and talk to him again. And next thing you know, here they come over talking to me.
You know,
and
they
it's
got
nothing.
cameras in there, right?
I don't know if they do or not.
Really?
I don't know. But next thing you know, here they come back talking to me, and they're all apologies.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We're going to step up the policing of the track. I'm really upset that they were damaging the cars. You shouldn't have had to put up with that. He's not going to race anymore tonight. You guys are free to carry on with your remaining race and all this shit.
Yeah.
And it was like a testament to somebody standing up, even though the kid's 12 to 14, right? Somebody standing up to something that's not right.
Well, it's not like you yelled at him. You just told him, dude, you can't be doing that.
Oh, I mean, I yelled at him. But it was very stern, and all I did was point my finger in his face and yell at him, right? And we're wearing helmets, and we're in cars, and we're wearing four-point harnesses.
So I need a little context. You said you grabbed his brake lever, and you said, we're not going to do that here anymore.
I said, we're not doing that shit. Knock it off.
Like, what was the level? Was it, we're not doing that shit, knock it off? Or was it, we ain't fucking doing that shit, knock it off, you little fucking piece of shit, goddamn up. Like,
no,
what was it?
Without all the color words, it was that level.
Okay.
But it was, we're
so
not doing
loud.
that shit, knock it off.
It's probably so loud there where you kind of had to like raise.
Yeah. But anyway.
I'm just getting context, no judgment.
So then,
because I'd have probably slammed his ass into the fucking wall and been like,
yeah. Well, so
where's your mother at?
So my
I
son
owe her something too.
My son saw the whole thing, right? And they saw him putting me into the wall. They saw all the hitting and everything else because they weren't too far behind me. And so they were like, Dad, I'm really surprised you left it at just yelling, And
Dude,
I'm like,
son,
well, the kid, he's 12 to 14, right? So
you say, Mason, that's your job. You got to kick that kid's ass.
Yeah.
Where were you at, bro?
So then the rest of the night, like they weren't allowed to race, but they were allowed to stay on the facility for some reason. And so the family's just staring at us the whole time. And like you can totally tell by looking at the family, there is an extreme lack of discipline in the entire family.
Yeah. The kids are running amok. They're stealing people's Cheetos.
Just by all their behavior, there is no discipline in that family, right?
Yeah.
So, on the drive home, I take the opportunity to give the guys, my boys, the lesson about how you handle situations and how you can give them grace and give them the benefit of the doubt for so long. But once you're positive that things are intentional, you can do things to stop the progression of the bad behavior without getting physical, right? And then, as typical bullies do, they break down and cry and bawl their eyes out. Like the kid didn't even drive his car back to the track. He made the track officials do it.
Yeah.
Right? So then, 3 or 4 hours later, I get a notification on my phone. Somebody leaves me a bad review on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And it's somebody from that family.
Of course it is.
And says they witnessed me yelling at a kid who accidentally hit me while riding go-karts.
Yes.
Right? And I'd never respond to that shit. Like,
who
rule
gives
number
a
one,
fuck?
if you get a bad review on something like that and you want it taken down, don't respond to it. The moment you respond to it, you make it credible.
Yeah.
So I don't respond to it. I sleep on it, as I do with a lot of things. And I wake up the next morning and the review's gone.
Yeah.
Cooler heads prevailed. They must have taken it down, right? So then I make a Facebook post about it, talking about the example that was created for me to, send a lesson to my kids and all this stuff. Well, guess who's now stalking me on Facebook?
Yeah.
This person.
Yeah.
Right? And so she makes this big old long reply, and basically her whole reply is, don't yell at kids. It has nothing to do with don't hold kids accountable. Don't,
First off,
how about the kid not act that way?
No, how about you yell at your kids so they're not fucking shitheads?
Right. Well, and I don't think this was the kid's mom. I think this is like the kid's cousin or friend or something. I know, totally.
Dude, if you don't yell at kids and set a level of discipline, they don't know that they're fucking up. And that's the problem with society right now.
Exactly.
You're a complete dipshit.
Yeah.
You're part of the problem. You are the problem. It's not the kid. It's the person raising the fucking kid, man.
So I go to reply to the comment.
These people.
I go to the reply to the comment.
Send me their information.
Oh, I got it. So I go to reply to the comment, and I get the notification from Facebook that says the post or the comment I'm replying to is no longer there. So in other words, she commented it and then deleted it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I screenshot that because it's got her comment and it's got my reply. So I got that on screenshot before she did the dirty delete thing.
Dirty delete.
What she did was she tagged another friend of hers in it. And so now that friend is apparently a little more courageous or something, and he was willing to post a comment and make it stick. And it said something about like, bruh, I watched the whole thing. He didn't hit you that hard. How about you not yell at kids, okay? And it's like...
How about you come over to my house and lick the underside of my sack? How about that?
I just said like, dude... The kid's behavior was out of line, and if somebody's gonna, if a young man is gonna be brazen enough to behave in that way, he's got to be ready for the consequences. And in this case, they were fairly fucking mild. Like, you're mad that I pointed a finger in his face and got stern and yelled a little.
Yeah.
Be thankful that it wasn't somebody with a bad temper.
Yeah.
Be thankful that it wasn't somebody that like ripped his fucking helmet off in the middle of that track.
Yeah. Maybe.
Be thankful it wasn't Dave.
That's probably true.
Yeah, we have a lot of good slogans coming out of this show.
Yeah, be thankful it wasn't Dave.
Them fucking down, Austin. Maybe you should have been like, you know what? Maybe his parents should have a little more discipline with him, and he wouldn't act like a complete piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to question the parenting or anything else.
I will. That's the problem. No one questions the parenting.
No, Does
fucking stab you with this
Does
pen.
questioning the parenting on Facebook actually improve the parenting? Absolutely no. Right? So at the moment somebody's wanting to get into a Facebook fight with you, it's like, I'm just going to be factual and tactful and be like, look.
That's why I miss going to bars and yelling at people.
Yeah.
Like, you can yell them to their face.
Well, now you get shot.
You should just scare the kid, show up to his 18th birthday.
How do you know I don't have my gun? I mean, I'm just saying. Society is... And then what's fucked up is then they go online and then they bitch about the lack of work ethic and the lack of...
Right.
It's like, you're the problem.
Right.
Do you not understand that you're the fucking problem?
Right. Like, I've yelled... Like, if you're this upset about an adult yelling at this kid... Like,
maybe you should have yelled at that kid.
I've yelled at my kids 4 times as much in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Like, kids need yelled at.
Yeah.
If kids need anything, it's that they need yelled at.
Damn right. I yell at my wife more during sex than these kids get yelled at during a regular fucking week. I don't know what's happening in society.
You said the safe word was flower. I said flower. No, you said flower, not flower.
Yellow. Yellow! No one knows. God damn it.
You show up to his 18th birthday party, be like, hey,
buddy, you remember me?
Yeah.
You remember me from K1? He's still wearing his K1 shirt. You remember me?
Oh, yeah, I am wearing a K1 shirt. Look at there.
Yeah.
Mitch, this show's an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to split
it up.
We're going to split it into 2 shows. How about that?
This is probably the longest.
Yeah, we're going to split it into 2 shows. We're just going to do a part 1 and part 2.
Okay.
So, until next time, guys.
Until next time.
If you've made it here, that means you've listened to 2 weeks of the show.
Don't yell at kids.
No, yell at kids because they need it. Don't yell at kids unwarranted, but if a kid's trying to shit, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself to a 14-year-old. How about that? So, until next week, guys, we will see you later.